Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mont Tremblant for round 8 of the Formula Tour 1600 Championship. If you're wondering what happened to round 7, well, we realized about 30 minutes before the race that my front brake pads didn't have any friction material left. So we scrambled to change them as quickly as we could, but we struggled to get them out because they were jammed in so much. And then we had to bleed the brakes again, front and rear, so it took a lot longer than what we had time for. We just about nearly made it. But not quite. So we missed the second race of the weekend. In hindsight, it would have been smarter to start the race with the used up brake pads, drive slowly around the track, and retire on the first lap. If I'd done that, then we would have scored 8th place points, which would have boosted me higher up in the championship at the end of the weekend. But we'll take a look at that after this race. But we didn't, so our qualifying position for this race is based on our best lap from the previous race, which means we're starting at the back. Serge Lacroix is starting in front of me in that red car. It's a Van Diemen chassis, and I know that I'm about a second and a half per lap faster than him. So my goal for this race is to get past him as quickly as I can, and then try to hang on to the coattails of the leaders for as long as I can. So we took a look at the track in the first race. So we'll just jump to the end of the pace lap and take the green flag. So here we are getting ready for the green flag. I really should be a lot closer to the car in front of me, but the car next to me was trying to start behind everyone, and I'm supposed to be level with him, or at least slightly behind him. So that really sort of caught me out. And I wasn't sure if the starter was going to throw the green flag or not if I had just stayed where I was supposed to be. But going into turn 1, I really should still now be closer to him. I didn't want to get caught out with the accordion effect on braking here and run into the back of him. But I should be a little bit more aggressive to try to get past him. Like I said in the intro, my strategy is to get past him as fast as I can and try to hang on to the coattails of the cars in front of me. I could see from the first race that I'm not sure if I have enough right now to get past them, but I can hang on to them as long as I can and sort of make a statement to the guys watching from the pit lane that, hey, you know, I might be a little bit off the pace right now, but I'm coming for you. I look to the inside, decide a little bit better of it, and I completely make a horrible mess of that gear shift. But we didn't lose too much ground, and I know that I'm a lot faster than him, so I can make it up in the next corner, next couple of corners. But I'm going to have to start driving a little bit better if I want to get past him. Now, on a side note, the cars drive so much better when you have actual friction material in your brake pads and you have brakes that actually work. All weekend I was putting my foot to the floor as hard as I could, and I just could not lock the brakes, and it's kind of embarrassing that it took me as long as it did to figure out why. Both myself and my mechanic, who also happens to be my dad, who is not an experienced mechanic either, we both looked at the brake pads when the wheels were off in the paddock, and we thought, well, yeah, it has enough friction on it, or enough material on it, it looks fine. But what we were actually looking at was the pad itself. I think about having a go on Serge, but couldn't quite make it. But I get a good exit coming out of that corner, and I pop out to pass, braking as late as I can, and I get him. So it took me 2 or 3 laps to get in front of Serge. There he is, you can see him in the mirrors. Now I want to sort of tidy up my driving. The first few laps weren't super great. I've already lost a lot of ground to the lead pack, but I'm still just barely in their draft, as Serge looked like he had to go. I was thinking about challenging me into that corner, but I was way later on the brakes than him. So now I'm trying to do everything I can to try to claw back some ground that I lost to this lead pack. I think that's DDA Shrennen in front of me. in that white and blue car. I missed the apex on the hairpin there. It's not quite what you want. I think when we go back, we have another race. The series finale is here again at Mont Tremblant in late September. So there's a few changes that I'm going to make to the gearing. I think we need to shorten first gear because it's too tall for that hairpin. And I think we need to shorten third and fourth as well because I'm just shifting into fourth at the end of the back straightaway. And so it's way too tall, and third gear is too tall as well. So we might be able to gain a couple of tenths just from that. And so we're on lap 5 out of 16, and you can see they're slowly inching away from me. And then as I lose the draft, they're gonna inch away farther and faster. And so the next 10, 11 laps are pretty much just me circulating an empty track. So I'm gonna cut all that out, and we're gonna take the checkered flag, and we will look at the results of this race and the championship. And we round the final corner and take the checkered flag. So we come home in 6th place with Conrad taking the win ahead of Roman DeAngelis, Jacob Astron, Guillaume Archambault, and Didier Schrennen rounding out the top 5. Gaining 2 top 10 finishes, even if it's by default, is a huge boost for me as we take a look at the championship standings. Going into this weekend, I was way down in 30th position, and now I'm up to 16th. So if I had just taken the start of race 2, I would have scored 8th place points, which would have put me in a tie for 12th place. So coming out of this weekend, even with that missing that second race, assuming we continue to improve, it's looking like a top 10 finish in the championship might be possible. We have 3 events remaining, which means 9 races to go. The next race is a few weeks in Trois-Rivières, a street circuit situated in a very charming city, halfway between Montreal and Quebec City. It's a real street circuit. It's dirty, it's bumpy, it's got walls everywhere that are just waiting to jump out and eat your car. I raced there twice in the mid-2000s in Pro Mazda, and both times I was caught up in first corner incidents. So hopefully this year I'll have better luck. But I love the street circuit. I love the town, the city. They all get into it, and it's a big party. So thanks to everyone for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, all that YouTube-y stuff. And of course subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you want to follow my progress in the championship. And I'll see you all in a few weeks in Three Rivers.